Lovely. Good evening, Zambia. Good evening, Africa, and warm welcome to My Life Experience with IP right here on KBN TV from Zambia's capital city, Lusaka. With me, Innocent Perry. Of course, I have in the studio a person who is quite well known in the Republic of Zambia. When you talk about the media or journalism in Zambia, it's been quite, around for a while. Now, My Life Experience with IP is a program that looks at into different life perspective of various personalities in Zambia. In the studio is one veteran journalist as well as a broadcaster in Arthur Davies Sikopo. He joins me in the studio. Comrade, welcome and good evening to you.
Comrade, thank you so much for inviting me, and good evening to you, and of course, good evening to our viewers. And it's always great, having a chat with you and just, looking at different issues. And of course, today, looking at, I think we'll dive much into the media issues.
Yeah.
So it's always great, having those discussions.
Thank you.
Sure.
Welcome once again.
Sure, thanks.
I couldn't believe when, because you and I, of course, we've been talking on phone, but we haven't really, been together physically. So, so when you came to visit me, I think last week, for a moment I got lost. I was like, who is this person?
Indeed.
Am I speaking to Yaman? Like you do.
Yes, I.
What has happened? You kept your hair. What's going on?
No, I think that there's nothing much going on. I think it's just one of those points where I think you reach, I think, transformation stage. So I think at that particular point, so it's not every time that I think we are supposed to be the same. And for me, IP, and I think, in fact, just on that particular issue, I think for me, the way I look this time around, I think is more of what I think I've wanted to be. IP, that haircut of yours was brought by some other people. This hair of mine is just natural.
You can say that again.
That haircut of yours was brought by some other people. This haircut of mine this hair of mine, this hairstyle is just natural. IP, I'll tell you that I've never been to any salon. I've never been to any dreadlocks, these places for this hair to get like this.
Wow.
The only thing that I did, IP, is that I just started growing my hair. Then when I go to bath, I'll just wash my hair. Afterwards, I just remove the water from my hair. IP, that is all I have done to this hair. And for me, this signifies my, the way I think as Africans, we have always been. I think there's some popular videos on TikTok and Facebook. Is it the Hazebeo tribe or something like that? Yeah. They usually have this type of hair, and they just let it grow as well. They don't go to any salon and all that. So for me, IP, that is one of the things I think that I've that kept me, very happy and proud of myself at this particular point, because I think I'm as natural as an African is supposed to be.
You are, for sure. And I'll tell you one thing. Since you've already exposed me and I feel guilty right now.
Especially that we know you as a Pan-Africanist.
I'm a Pan-Africanist, exactly. But you are right when you tell me that this haircut I have is a colonial style. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. If you check, the videos or pictures of our fathers in the past, our great founders of this continent, I think they also believed in that natural hair you were talking about.
Yeah.
How old is that hair? Would you allow me to touch it?
It's 4 years. No problem. No problem.
No,
you can
no
touch
chance
it.
About it?
No chance.
How old is this hair?
This hair is 4 years now. Started in September, so it's exactly 4 years. Going into 1 month. Yeah.
Right.
So it's as natural as it is.
Right. What a start. That's my guest on the program, My Life Experience with IP, of course. His name is Davies Arthur Sikopo. He's a veteran journalist in Zambia, of course. Beyond his duties or works in Zambia, as well, he's a correspondent of the SABC in that regards. He's been corresponding for quite a while over the years. let's talk about you and your journey as a journalist. But before that, who is Arthur Davies Sikopo?
Well, IP, I'll tell you that Arthur Davies Sikopo is a young man, of course, running into some age, but I'm still a young man. Yeah,
not specific.
Not specific.
You are running somewhere there.
Yeah. So I'm a young man that grew up from Lusaka, born and bred. I would put like that, from Lusaka. So I lived much around Munali, Tunduya area there. That is where we grew up from. We shifted there when I was, I think, about 6 months old, and we lived at that particular place for years until I went to secondary school in Mumbwa. Then still came back. Then we moved from there. Then we lived a bit in Rhodes Park, I think, for about 6-7 years, somewhere there. Then we moved from there then to where we are right now, but still in Lusaka. So I grew up in Lusaka, basically. I only moved to Mumbwa for some good, I think, 5 years, for my secondary school anyway, from grade 8 to grade 12, so when I completed in Mumbwa, then I decided to come back to Lusaka. And I think, that is who this young man is, at least for now.
Interesting. All right, so what I'm going to do, Comrade Sikopo, is that, first of all, looking at where you are, the transformation, it will be important for the viewers out here to just check who Davies Arthur Sikopo is and some of the works you have done in the media. So I'm going to play one of your interviews you've done. I know that you carried out interviews with the different leaders. You talk about the HH of today, the Mike Osat of yesterday, the Edgar Lungu, the Rupia Banda. You can name them. They have sat before you being interviewed or interviewing them. I should make mention to you that I personally have got a lot of respect for you. Let me say this at least now on camera.
Thanks,
so much respect for you, because I think we used to look up to you, some of us. I found you in the media, and indeed today we're sitting closer or next to one another. So I have learned a lot from you. I should make mention to that, and I appreciate the work you've done in the media so far. I wouldn't want to appreciate you when you are dead. God forbid, you'll not die tomorrow. Indeed. But I'm just saying that. I thought of saying this.
IP, the challenge that we have usually mostly is that, or most of the time, we tend to, praise people and, appreciate people mostly when they are gone. But I don't take that lightly coming from you, and I really appreciate IP. I really appreciate. Right. There are very few people that, who tell you what you are for, just, point blank and all that, and praise you for that. So I thank you, IP, for that. Yeah, sure.
Beautiful. So let's watch some of the interviews which have been done by my guest, Comrade Sikopo. Let's watch these interviews.
The media plays a critical role in the development of any nation. Hence, it is called the fourth estate. But with that in mind, the media still faces a lot of challenges in its operation.
Let the media tell it all. Let the media tell it all. Let the media tell it all.
We would like to see where your television station is national. Why shouldn't your television station be national? We want to see you as a journalist not being harassed by those in government because you've said something. And even if what you've said is fair, you get harassed. And those in government say you deserve what you are getting. I mean, it means there's a presidential order to harass journalists. We don't want that.
Leave the media to speak their mind. They are the only focus speaking to us. Why should we be letting people every day?
It's extremely shameful to continue harassing the media.
To once again condemn any violence against the journalists. I said it then, although you underplayed it, and I say it again. I am against that, and totally condemn it, whoever is perpetrating it.
Well, you can join me every Sunday at 10:30 to 11:30 as we discuss some of the issues affecting the media and of course the operations of the media and the current issues in the press. That's only on Mobi TV on Meet the Press every Sunday 10:30 to 11:30. Make sure you make a date with me.
Let the media tell it all. Let the media tell it all. Let the media tell it all.
All right, thank you so much. This is my life experience. Of course, I have a veteran journalist in Zambia who is also an SABC correspondent, Davies Sikopo. Let's talk about your media, background as well. Yes. Beyond what I've, shown to the screens, when did you start practicing journalism in Zambia, and for how long have you been around the media?
So this year, this is 2025, IP, I'm clocking 20 years in the media. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Then as a journalist, I am 18 years in the media, working as a journalist, but in the media circles, I'm 20 years this year. So before I did journalism, so I started with a TV production. So right. I have loved being behind the cameras and of course also being on TV. Right. Yeah. So I loved that just from the time that I was pretty young. Yeah. So at home I would imitate the Lakson Intanis of this world. Yeah. The Frankie Mutubilas of this world. So for me, those inspired me. Today I do a lot of I do news writing, and of course I also do a lot of documentaries. So from the documentary aspect, I was inspired by Lakson Intani, the former ZNBC employee, and I think those of us that grew up those years, can attest to his works around around that in the media. Yeah. So then also when Frank Mutubila also they inspired us so much as well. Yeah,
I agree with you.
Yeah. So before I just after I completed school, so I started applying. Then I came across Zamcom, or Zambia Institute of Mass Communication, and they were offering TV production. So I applied, and in fact I applied. I think I applied in different institutions. Right. But at one particular point, I got like 4 acceptance letters from different institutions. Right. I'd applied to do social work. Yeah, I'd applied to do mechanics. I also applied to do TV production. Yeah. Then I was picked. So when my aunt got back from work, I used to live with my aunt in Mumbwa. So after I finished school, right. So when my aunt got back from work, she brought those letters because by then we were using postal services and all that. Yeah. Yeah. So when she got back with those letters, then I found so I was told, I've got these letters for you, so you can go through them. So I looked at all of them. Then I was like, okay, I'm getting this one for TV production, and that is how I started. So I moved to Lusaka and went to Zamcom for 6 months. That was in 2005. So before I could even complete school, my TV production, I started doing some attachments with Lumbani Studios. Right. Yeah, so Lumbani Studios used to do...
I remember those studios, Lumbani.
Yeah, so they used to do that program called Lumbani Music, which was called Lumbani Music on ZNBC TV. Yeah. Yeah, so I happened to be privileged to be one of the people that were behind the scenes, making that particular program. I see. And for that, I credit, the owners of Lumbani, Mr. Simeza, for introducing me to media in that particular fashion, as getting me as on internship, to start from there. Yeah, so I began my journey from there. Then later on, I joined Movie TV. So I joined Movie TV, but at Movie TV, I think I was there less than a week. Right. Yeah. So when I joined Movie TV, I went into, so I was into production. Yeah. Yeah. So I was in the production department, and then we had those meetings, and then we started filming and all that. We started with studio work. Yeah. So just some few days, I got my other acceptance to do journalism. So that is how I left movie TV.
Yeah.
I was there for just less than a week.
Wow.
Yeah. My boss by then used to be Angel
Piri.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
He's a great man.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So I left movie TV and went back to school. Then I did my diploma in journalism. Then I started working. I started with Mobi TV as an intern as well. Yeah. So I started with Mobi TV, which today is known as Diamond TV. Yeah. So then I started from the production as well. But then moved into the newsroom. Basically, I was going there for attachment as a journalist.
Right.
But the space, I think, was full for journalists here.
Yeah.
So they said, okay, since you know how to handle a camera and you know how to edit, so okay, we can give you space in the production. So I started, and I remember the first day when we went in the field with the news team and all that. So I was handling the camera. So when I went back to the office after filming in the field, went back to the studio. But then we were at Findeco House. Yeah. So when I went back to the studio, then I took the footage to the editor who was editing the pictures and all that. And you know, when that editor saw the pictures, they were like, "Who was filming this?" So they were, the ladies were like, "Okay, there is a new guy called Arthur. Where is he? Call him." So that's how I went in. So I was intimidated. I felt so traumatized. So I was being told, no, these are not the correct pictures that you're supposed to get. And you know the person who was telling me that?
No.
Very interesting. The current permanent secretary in the Ministry of Sports, Chama Fumba.
Oh, is that so?
Yes. So that one was the news editor in terms of picture at Mobi TV.
Interesting.
Yes.
So that's Pilato.
Yes, Pilato. before he became Pilato.
Before he became Pilato.
Yeah.
As Chama Fumba.
As Chama Fumba, yes. So he was a picture editor. So he shouted at me. So the very first day I was, what to say, Inanilo Kamvula, I was literally drained. Yeah. So then he told me how to go about it and all that. Then I was okay. Well, we pick it up from there. Yeah. So basically that is, I think, how I started from production I went into the newsroom now. Yeah. Then I was at Mobi TV for quite some time. Yeah. Then
Mobi, which is now called Diamond.
Diamond TV.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I moved from production. Then I went into the newsroom. So after the newsroom, then I started doing some TV programs there, and that is when I started interacting with most of these people and all that. Yeah. Then I also moved into back into production.
Yeah.
So I was now. So after Chama Fumba left, or Pilato left Mobi TV, so I took over his position as and then I was acting production head by then. Yeah. So. I took over the production department and I ran through it with it and all that. Yeah. So then, as well, I was also juggling in the newsroom and of course in the production department. Yeah. So that is how I think we moved.
We got there.
Then of course I moved from there. I joined Zambia FM.
Yeah.
Also started corresponding with ENCA in South Africa. Yeah. Then also started corresponding with the SABC, which I'm still with. Then also I've done a number of stuff with different media, international media organizations around. Yeah. So basically that has been, I think, my journey.
Interesting. Just listening to you and the name Davies Sikopo, unless those who are new in the media, they will not understand who you are. But some of us, I think, who have been with you, we understand where we're coming from. Beyond what you have just explained, your journey, Mobi TV, your journey with Mobi TV, which is now called Diamond TV, you've won a number of local and international awards. Your other title, for those that may be watching the program and they do not know what your middle name is, international multiple award winning journalist.
Exactly.
That's a name which is,
Indeed.
which defines you.
Indeed, yes. So most of the time I would, I would introduce myself as, multiple and international award-winning journalist. So, some colleagues would say, but I think I don't want to boss taking guys. You know, that, I'm boastful, something like that, sometimes others would say, but is that necessary? I didn't want to start it when you asked me about who I am.
Yes.
So I thought...
I knew you would ignore that.
I thought the correct time will come, yeah. So I'll introduce myself as such. So why I do that is because I would want to inspire also, young journalists, or those that aspire to be, journalists,
Yes.
Yeah, that you can make it. You can get the awards. You can have those titles and all that. Yeah.
We're talking about international awards in this case. It's not easy.
Indeed, it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy. Some of them you'd find that not some of them, but all of them you find that there are entries that are coming from different parts of the world. Into just that particular oasis, and you emerge as one of those winners. For me, I don't take it lightly, IP, and I put it like that because I want to inspire young journalists, just like I said, but also IP. Yes, I would say that I can have some boasting because I've earned it.
Exactly.
Because I've earned it. It's not something whereby maybe somebody did me a favor.
Not at all.
No. And the fact that I'm competing with the different parts, persons from different parts of journalists from different parts of the world. IP. For me, I think it's something that is at my heart, and that makes me proud. Yeah. Then also besides awards, I've been able to travel across the world through some of these scholarships and all that.
Yeah.
And same just like the awards, you would enter into the awards, and even the scholarships, some of them, you'd be picked according to the work that you do.
Yeah.
And they will scrutinize your work. Of course, I'll tell you that I have fallen. I've failed to sort of like get some of the awards. I've failed to get some of the the scholarships around because of the competition out there. But for me to just get that scholarship and and all that, for me, IP, I say I've earned it. Yeah, I've earned it.
Yes, you have, my brother, and I think you deserve a pat on the back.
Thanks, yeah.
Wow.
So it's one of those things. So for me, all these awards that I have, like locally and internationally, so I don't take them lightly, but I always and more especially thank the people that I have maybe like interviewed. Because obviously, for me to get a good story, I should have come to interview you, or I should have interviewed that other person, or I should have gotten a tip from the other person that this side there's this and this issue. Or I should have, at least I should commend even the people that taught me journalism, the people that inspired me to say, okay, a good story comes from this, a good story, a bad story comes from this.
Yeah.
So IP for me, I've always been treasuring this, and. Even young journalists that are there, and those upcoming journalists, and those that are still in school and all that, that want to pursue journalism, I think it is a good career to pursue, and and you certainly make it.
It is a good career. I'll tell you one thing. I think some of us, of course, we were mentored by some names, like I remember the late Augustine Lungu at the time.
Yes.
We were quite young, but he was quite blunt, and he used to tell us that, of course, I think I'll need to interview. I mean, to invite you to come and interview me one of these days. Because that is why I broadcast. I'm also a journalist. Yeah. So we'll come and engage each other one day. But let's come to some of the interviews you've conducted. I know that governance-wise, you've got a massive or huge experience where governance is concerned. Yeah. You've seen successful governments come and others have gone today. You've seen the MMD, you interviewed leaders from there, the Arabis and others. You interviewed people like the Ronish Kapwashas, the VJ Mwanga. You also interviewed people from the Patriotic Front. Again, you interviewed HH when he was in the opposition. Today he's a president of this country. So what are some of the big names you've interviewed, both locally and internationally? during your...
Yeah, so you've mentioned some of them, IP.
Yeah.
You mentioned some of them. So
Yeah.
I've interviewed quite a number of prominent and, of course, eminent persons from within and, of course, outside as well. I had one interesting interview with the former president of Nigeria, General Yakubu Gowon.
Oh.
So he was in the country for elections. So he was one of those. He was heading one election observer mission.
Yeah.
That was, I think, the time of. Is it that should be the time of? I think that the election that Arabi won. Yes, okay. I think the election that Arabi won.
Right.
Is it?
That was 2008.
No.
2008,
no.
It took over from Mwanawasa.
From Mwanawasa. So, no, that was, I think, in 20... No, that is, I think, the election that Michael Sata won. That was
2011.
In 2011, yes.
Okay. Yeah, because 2008,
2011, yes.
Mwanawasa died. Then we had the presidential by-election.
Yes.
We ushered Arabi.
Ushered in Arabi, yes.
2011, we transitioned now to the Michael Sata.
To the Michael Sata, yes.
Okay.
So he was in the country, and I was trying to really get through and just pull through and just have an interview with him. Yeah. So I tried. I was being given all these excuses and all that. So I really pushed IP for, I think, some good days.
Wow.
Yeah. So then finally, he agreed, and he told the team that, okay, let that young man, come through, to have an interview with me. So he called, and I was called to the hotel where he was at, and just at the lobby there, we met there. In fact, I was met first by his ADC. So he was like, "Oh, are you Sikopo?" Then I was like, "Yeah." So he was okay. The former president is waiting for you. So yeah. So as I was just talking to him, then he also appeared there. Then I was like, we shook hands. Then I was like, he looked at me. Then I was like, young man, you have been too persistent, and I thought I should give you this opportunity to have an interview with me.
Wow.
And continue with this same spirit. You will make it in your profession.
How did you feel?
IP, I felt very nice. I felt blessed, IP. I felt blessed. So then he was like, okay,
wow.
Let's go upstairs. So at one of the hotels, let's go upstairs. Then we went to one of the lounges upstairs, and then we said, okay, we can have the interview. And IP, at first I was trembling. Then I just had to hold myself to say, okay, you have done it. You have made it. Yeah. So that was one of those, interesting experiences for me. Interviewing the former president of Nigeria.
Right.
Then, of course, locally, I've interviewed quite a number of them. You have mentioned them. Michael Sata. When at the time he used to have an office at in town there in Cairo Road. We used to frequent that place. The Guy Scotts of this world.
Because there are two different things here. You can be a journalist, but if you have not had that stint of field work, the practical aspect. There are so many young people who are into journalism class right now, who are into broadcasting, field today. Let's talk about the practical aspect. You mentioned earlier on that journalism is one of the greatest career we have chosen, you and I, among other people out there. And you are seated this evening to inspire a number of young people out there who are into this field. Let's talk about the practical aspect. How difficult was it, or how easier was it for you to penetrate into the practical aspect? Because I'll tell you one thing, that's the most difficult thing. You can call yourself as a journalist, you've got the papers, you've got the degrees and everything.
Yes.
But you cannot stand tall, you can't be proud to call yourself as a journalist if you have not practiced.
Yes.
Or if you practiced and then there are others who might even have failed to practice. It's not easy being in the field.
It's not easy. It's not easy. So, just like you have said, it's not easy. So, we have had situations, IP, where a journalist would literally run away and just stop work because of how involving to them it has been because of presenting ideas. They failed to present an idea, a news idea for a wake-up news idea for the news. So
every morning you wake up.
Early in the morning,
you need to generate 3 wake-up ideas.
Yes, you need to generate at least
in a daily meeting.
Yes. So when you wake up in the morning, you have to think of, okay, what am I going to write about today?
That's what defines journalism now.
That is what defines journalism IP. So you'd go into some of these newsrooms and where it is tense IP. It is tense, whereby you get frustrated. They will tell you, no, this idea is not workable. No, think of something else. You find that all your ideas are trashed, and then you're told, no, find something else within a certain minutes period of time and all that. So you have to sweat IP for you to sort of like just come up with that good idea that that your editor would accept. For me, I think I managed to pull through. One, I had the passion for journalism. Yeah,
passion.
I've always had the passion for journalism. So for me, telling stories is one thing that I've had as my passion. So I think it is one thing that made me, pull through. The other thing that made me, I think, pull through is the fact that, I had editors that were supportive.
Right.
Yes, I had editors that would, sit you down and tell you, no, here, I think, go with this story in this particular way. Yes, the Patson Piris of this world, Madoe, Siaoya of this world, and many others. And yeah, so for me, that support of getting that support from editors and all that, that made me pull through. And being encouraged that, okay, you can do it. Even you can interview this person and do that. Yeah. So I would push myself.
Right.
I would push myself. Yeah. And that is how we managed to to get at least where we are. That is how we managed to do stories that would sell even internationally and all that. And that is how we also got those international connections where you write for other media houses outside the country and all that. Yeah. Yeah, so it is through passion, also the people that were there to help us out and to just guide us through and all that. So that is how we're able to make it, and of course connections with colleagues. Yeah. So for me, IP, the relationship that I have with you as a colleague, I should treasure it.
Right.
I don't know what you do to me or for me.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow. You don't know what I'll do for you tomorrow. I've had colleagues coming from outside the country. So I also do what is known as news fixing. So I usually have a number of international colleagues coming from outside the country. So yeah, so I've been a BBC news fixer for I think about 8 years now. So yeah, so most of the times when BBC guys want to come around. Of course, they have their person, but they need a fixer around. Yeah, so I'll do that for them and from other different countries and all that. So for me, it is just that connection that I have with you. I should respect it because I don't know how you help me tomorrow. You don't know how I will help you tomorrow. Yeah, so connections also like colleagues and giving respect to colleagues and well in the field. For me, that is I think what I would say has helped me to excel in this particular field, IP.
How do you define news? What is news in simpler terms from your own perspective?
So IP, when I think of the first basic reporting lesson years ago, so we were told that news is formed by 5 W's and 1 H. That is who, what, where, when,
how.
How. Yeah. So that is what would bring out what is known as news. And mostly the first paragraph is what is very critical in news. So for me, news IP, I would describe it as something that is latest, something which is happening at that particular point, sometimes, we so I want to say a bit from say a bit from that particular last point which I've made. Something which is new. So sometimes it is not something which is new.
Right.
So there could be something that is old. There could be an old building.
Right.
But can we unpack that particular building? Okay. Can you unpack this particular area? This particular
in
area.
a different form.
Yes. Yes.
Which will sound new.
Yes, which will sound new
when you tell a story.
Yes, and which will tell a story, which is very important. Which will tell a story. So this particular building, which everyone has just been passing, was by and all that as they go for work early in the morning and whatever, and come back. So, but when you look at it as a journalist, when you think critically and say, okay, but what is in that particular building and all that, of course, maybe people would have gone there in that particular building,
yes.
and but okay,
they did not have the eyes and ears to see beyond.
But you find that when you go there, you find that okay, but I think this can make sense from this particular building. Of course, people come here and all that, but this can make sense from this particular building. Then you connect probably that particular aspect which you have seen in that particular building to another to something else. IP, for me, that makes news.
I see.
For me, that makes news.
Something unusual.
Something unusual, something unique.
Right.
For me, that makes news. Even just the water here. When you look at the water here, IP, you say, okay, yes, this is water. So what about it? But if I get that same bottle of water, IP, I look at it like this.
Yeah.
I can generate a story from there, and one story which can come from there is the aspect of it can come from the environmental reporting aspect.
Right.
So where will this bottle go from this table?
Right.
So IP.
Once I finish drinking the water.
Once you finish drinking the water, where is this bottle going to go to IP?
Right.
So that already is another news idea. So this story, so the bottle will be thrown in a bin. Then these people that come and collect the rubbish and all that would come and pick it up. Then and go and throw it at the Marabo there, near material there and all that.
When you go there, you find that also the same dumping site is full.
Yes, it is full. So IP, and then you think about it. Okay, but I think. I saw somebody that is so creative, that can turn this into something else.
Right.
Yeah, and you just from looking at this particular bottle, you have an idea of somebody who is creative, and who would make something out of this. I've seen a story of somebody who is making a petrol and diesel. Yeah. I think in is it Luapula or something like that?
Yes.
Luapula or Mchinga, something like that.
Yeah. That's Mchinga.
It is just from this particular bottle. So already IP from this particular bottle. One, you can do a story about environmental story. Yeah. So where this bottle goes to, where it is being dumped over there. Sometimes these things are just left like that, exactly. And they litter the place. Sometimes you get this water bottle as you are walking, you throw it in the drainage. That also is another story. This same water bottle IP will block the drainage. The drainages, and we'll start complaining. No, but council but meanwhile, IP, it is you IP who threw it there.
I'm supposed to be the council myself.
Yes. Wow. So that is another story. IP. You look at hygiene in our in our places, or in our communities, or where we are coming from. So that is another story.
So there's a business story here.
IP, there's a business story there. There's an environmental story there. There's, there's a story of climate change, a story of morality. IP. You just can't be walking and just be throwing things just like that. So. We abuse government.
I agree with you.
As people, most of the times, IP.
Wow.
We abuse government and we start complaining ourselves.
Let's talk about the challenges we face in the newsroom. I know you mentioned about how to generate news ideas. It becomes tense and quite tedious during the daring meetings in the morning. But away from that as well, let's talk about some of the challenges when it comes to maybe sustainability. Should a young person joining journalism today, or who is about to enter this career, be expectant to get rich?
Interesting question. So IP, I would tell you that that question, I'll answer it with both a yes and a no.
Right.
When you do your homework very well, certainly you will make it.
Right.
Financial-wise.
Right.
When you don't do your mathematics very well, and just depend on he said, she said kind of writing and kind of journalism, I think you will have difficulties.
Right.
So for me, IP, I would say challenges are there.
Right.
In fact, in every field, challenges are there. We have seen doctors today
Yes.
that are just home or are just on the streets.
Yeah.
But they have been there for quite some time. They are failing to make it. Why is it so? Probably, no, not probably, but because of some of the challenges that do exist in their profession.
Right.
Yes. Even in our profession, IP, we have these challenges.
Yes.
So it is up to you how you just navigate in these challenges. IP, do not. So for me, I am a multimedia journalist. So I can fit in print. I can fit in broadcast. I love broadcast. Broadcast has always been my passion.
Yeah.
I can also fit in in photojournalism. Yeah. Yeah. Just like I said, that I love documentaries. Today I do documentaries for different organizations and all that. Yeah. So I will not just rely on journalism, but I'll use my journalism skills, to do other things. Right. So even as you enter in any other profession, IP, there's always something that you can do that complements, that streams out of your work as a journalist. Publications officers, of course, some of them go to school and do publications. Yes. But of course, others are just pure journalists. Yes. Yeah. They just branch into PR and communication. Yeah. So you can make it. You can still be a journalist, still be going in the field, and still be successful. I mean, we see it's only here, I think, where we don't have older journalists. So mostly when we reach somewhere around 40s, then we tend to say, okay, I think Nalem.
Guess what, comrade? I'll be honest with you.
Yes.
I'm quite happy that you've mentioned about that. You've touched that issue. In Zambia, when, for example, you've mentioned that you're 20 years in the media now.
Yes.
Yes. Myself, I'm counting myself 19 years in the media. So the moment we save, in various departments here and there, we would do one or two stories around. We think we've grown,
Yes.
I can't go in the field now.
Yeah.
I'm a big boss and stuff like that. You are given one or two positions around. You want to leave the work now to the interns, for lack of better words, young people in the field and stuff like that. But when you go to other countries, like you have mentioned, you find the older guys.
Yes.
Why is it so?
IP, I think we have made it. I don't know, but we have taken it, in a way that I feel it is not supposed to be, because I think we need these big people around, just to help us through and all that. Yeah, but most of them, would switch, and leave the media and say, I can't be in the field. I can't be what.
Do you know how you are going to be laughed at, you yourself, as a veteran journalist today, if you are going to go and maybe attend a press briefing elsewhere in the field, and people will laugh at you. And as old as it is.
And then that is where we are going. We are going wrong, IP. There. We are going wrong there, because we ought to we can grow in this particular industry. We see on these other media institutions like outside and all that, you see a 70-year-old journalist in the field. You see a 60-year-old journalist in the field and all that. To some certain extent, IP. So I would say something obviously that can be a little bit tough, or maybe cannot be lightly accepted by our colleagues in the media industry.
Right.
I think our standards, to some extent, as journalists, have gone down.
Have dwindled.
Yes, as journalists, our standards, IP, I would say that they have gone down to some extent. That is where you find, shaky stories. That is where you find, unverified stories sometimes that are carried, that are carried by, media houses and all that. It is because we have, not to say that young people are not worse, but the aspect of researching sometimes, and we see some of these posts, some of these posts that are posted online, especially this time around with social media. We are being criticized, but journalists, I mean, I can't go so. Journalists who is failing to ask a question. Journalists, I mean, Zambia was Chan in 1964. Things like that. So we are being made as a laughing stock. Why? Because our standards have gone down, and it's because the young people that are supposed to be helping us out, they've run away from us. That is one point. Then the other aspect is that, research. Our colleagues, I think there's a lot, and with the coming of the internet and all that, it's just a button away from from having the facts. You just go and Google and all that, then you get obviously the correct data, and of course verify that data. And if you're not sure, of course make a phone call to your editor and all that. Just try to find out. And I think this is this is how we can redeem our profession. I mean redeem because, just like I've said, our standards have gone down. And I admit, IP, I'll be the first to admit, yes, that our standards have gone down as journalists.
Guess what? Not to curtail you and your thoughts. When you appear on my program, I love people who speak their minds, and I'm happy with you that you're coming out in such a manner. I don't gag people. I allow people to flow and bring out the real issues, because this program is meant to bring out real issues, because look, we are all serving one country called Zambia. So if we in the media are not doing what is supposed to be done right, we are supposed to remind each other. And especially for people like you who are veterans in this, this sector, I think you're well positioned to give direction where this country is going.
Indeed, IP, and I think we are doing that. And even my core, just right now, to say that we need to up the standards, I think is one of those steps to ensuring that we better our field and all that. And also trainings around and all that. So for me, I also stand to encourage upcoming journalists and all that. I would stand to inspire them, and that is the more reason why I say that I like using that tag of multiple and international award-winning journalists, so that at least I can inspire somebody,
ignite someone out there.
And so that I can also help out young colleagues and all that that are coming in. Let them be free and come to us and ask, and of course let them also accept us as we go to them, and just to talk to them about how we can better our fields and how we can just work effectively and all that. I know a number of colleagues, quite right, have come to me and say, but Uma Wina Bwanjima award work and that. And I've shared how. And today some of these colleagues are the ones that are topping in the awards. By the way, I retired in entering for media awards for some time now.
Oh, I see.
I retired because I think I should give the upcoming a journalist space. Yes.
Right.
IP, I can't be entering in an award where this young journalist who I was inspiring, this young journalist who I was guiding through on how to enter this award, on how to write a story, is also entering. So if I get that award, IP, that journalist who feel, who feel okay, but
suppressed.
yeah. but I mean, he's a person who is been guiding us through in terms of what's his, but he's also entering in this award.
That's what we
So, but the other thing again, IP, they say leave the stage whilst people are still clapping. IP, Nigashte enter my awards, and then this other 2-year old in the media enters the award, or even just a 1-year old guy in the media enters the award, and then they hammer me to I've been so on a bunch of
you get to be embarrassed, right?
Exactly. So it's time to leave, some of those things for
other people.
Yeah, for other journalists and all that that are coming up. But of course, we'll not leave them, and but we'll still encourage each other and all that. Yeah.
There's no retirement in the media, by the way.
There's no retirement in the media.
That's one
exactly.
one advantage.
So for me, what I just retired from is the aspect of entering in media awards.
Right.
Yeah, because and to my other aspect of what's this. So I do consultants with these organizations.
Yeah.
That do or that sponsor these media awards, or that that come up with these media awards, and some of us, our consultants is in that particular field, and we encourage those organizations to say, okay, can you set up some media awards, or can you what's this, even judges that are there to judge these particular stories. Yeah, we say, okay, that one can be a good judge, pick that one. Right. That one can be a good judge, pick that one and all that. So then I also enter in that. So there is that conflict of interest, IP. So for me, I was like, okay, I think for now, I will
leave certain things out there.
Yes, IP.
All right, we are actually in the dying minutes of the program. This is my life experience with IP. I have in the studio an international multiple award journalist in Davies Sikopo. He joins me in the studio as a veteran journalist in the country. Let's talk about of course, some of the challenges are media harassment. How was it during your time, and how would you compare then and today? And of course, what message would you have to a young journalist out there as they enter into this sector? So is it something that maybe might have discouraged you at some point? I know that you are one kind of a person who has been harassed. You've been attacked before. You've been ridiculed.
Yes, I be. So. So in terms of media landscape, and more especially where some of these things like harassment is concerned.
Yeah.
So the harassment of the media has been going on, and mostly those that have been perpetuating these. Mostly it's those from the political parties, and mostly it is the ruling political party that is found to be on the wrong side. I joined the media in the time of MMT, and I think in one of the videos, I think when I was talking to Amisa Ichilema there, the current president of Zambia, there is a clip where Thomas Nsama, one of the photographers we've had, who used to work for the Post, he was being harassed by MMD cadres. I think that was maybe at the airport or something. He was being roughed up by MMD cadres, and you could see him struggling with his camera and all that. So the time that some of us joined in the media, we have seen this harassment of the media going on from the MMD time to the PF time and to now the UPND time. Let no one lie that no harassment of the media in terms of what is by cadres in Asida. No, it's still going on, and I think Mr. Zambia and these others, I think of those cases are well documented. Yes. So in the PF, I think it became very worse, because I think PF had that had those thuggish guys and all that.
Yeah.
But
I agree with you.
Yeah. But in fact, of course, I started from MMD because at least that is when I started practicing. But of course, that's part of harassment. I think even in the UNIP days, I think it was going on. Yeah. But most of those that are in charge of harassing the media, our politicians. And to some certain extent, we have had these leaders, just watching when, the media is being harassed and all that. And it has continued even now.
Sometimes even deny. So no, those are not our members.
Exactly, yes, indeed.
Or they are on their own. But what action are you taking?
Exactly, what action are you taking?
Treat them as criminals. Don't tell me that they are on their own. Arrest them.
Exactly, and for me, those are the actions that I've been expecting, from those leaders that are there and all that. Yeah, IP personally, I have a situation where I don't know even up to now. I don't know what crime I committed or why the police were after me, but IP at some point that was I think 3 years ago. I think was it 2022?
Right.
Yeah. So I had IP my phones confiscated and all that
by the police.
By the police, yeah. It was so.
Wow.
In fact, I had at first I refused to hand over my phone to them, and they said no. What? Oh no, we'll follow you. So my lawyer, I went with my lawyer. The second time I went there and all that, they tried to push me around and all that, and my lawyer said that no. He says he will not give you the phone. And that is, if you want, you take up the matter to court and do that. Then he can use his phone as his defense because you have not explained to him what you want from his phone and do that.
Wow.
So up to now, IP. So after a long struggle, I think after 3 weeks and all that. So they kept on pushing me and all that. So I was okay. Since you want my phone, okay, you get it.
Wow.
So they got my phone. They were with it for I think 2 weeks. Then they called me, Mr. Sikopo, come and get your phone. So when they said, come and get your phone, I was like, apa? So in fact, they used to contact me through my lawyers. So my lawyer called me. So no, the police called so that you go and pick up your phone. So okay, I think you can go and pick it up for me. Yeah. So they said, no, it's okay. We can go together. So that's how we went and picked up the phone But up to now, anyway, I don't know what crime I committed or what they were looking for from me. And for me, I felt harassed as a journalist, and so that still goes on. But I think it's just a matter of how we can, navigate through some of these things. I've been attacked by party members. I think even some pictures are still there.
Yeah, pictures.
So. It is one of those things, but I think we can be strong and just being resilient and all that, and just knowing what we are doing. If you haven't committed any crime, for me, that's why I even said, okay, so you will get, because I knew that I never committed any crime and all that. Yeah. So we, for as long as we know that we are on the right side of the law. I think we can, not I think, but let us practice as journalists, perfectly well. Let us practice as journalists, without, without fear and all that. Yeah.
I want you to close in by getting into your mind. Sometimes the harassment is not physically so, but it could be verbally. At times you get to be harassed by even maybe political party functionaries and stuff like that. Yes. How can that be avoided? That's number one. Secondly, also, there are times where me as your fellow journalist, your fellow media colleague or broadcaster, I tend to hate you. Why is that's the case of Zambia?
Yeah.
Why is it so? Sometimes, I'm talking about us speaking one voice as journalists.
Yes.
Have we come to a point where if I'm going to make a mistake or you're going to make a mistake, we say, okay, fine, let's work like police officers. Yeah. For police officers, when one police officer makes a mistake, they all, for a moment, protect that police officer, and then later on, deal with that person. Yeah. Are we at that level? Why is that so?
So we have a situation where IP, because I see you doing well, or because I see some uniqueness in you, the way you present your programs, or the way you handle certain things and all that. So I might have that jealousy against you and all
Or
that.
because you are an international multiple award-winning journalist.
Yeah, so then you might have that, jealous against me, but I think that is not supposed to be the case. IP. If we are to build our media industry, I think we should move away from such.
Yeah.
And yes, you're right, and then there are all those camps and all that.
Yeah.
So for me, in fact, I think I don't know, but maybe to say. Yeah. But I feel I'm one of those I'm one of those people that would interact with literally everyone around.
Yeah, that I've seen.
Yeah, I don't choose that maybe this person is coming from this media industry, this person is coming from this media industry. And sometimes IP, the people that make us, be divided amongst ourselves are politicians. And these politicians will use us, and because, or maybe this one supports party A, this one supports party B, then they will not support you because you support the other party, or not supporting, but because maybe you seem to like the other party than this other party and all that. So, and sometimes not even liking, but because this particular opposition leader, I will tell you, IP, I'm one of those that used to be picked by Yaga in the HLM to go with him in places and all that.
Yes.
At some point, when I was still at, I think, Mobi TV that time, I was one of those journalists that would travel with him like literally almost everywhere. Yeah, the time that he was incarcerated in Livingstone, that time over the charge of murder of the cook for Mariteta. Mariteta, who is now in UPND, but then Mariteta was in PF. So he was being accused of having killed together with the Garen Combo and others. They were arrested for the murder of that particular cook for Mariteta. So I was one of the journalists that moved IP from Lusaka with a colleague of mine. But then we were doing a story for the ENC with a colleague of mine. We moved to Livingstone. We traveled in the night. We reached Livingstone in the night just to go and cover that particular story. So sometimes, and we went there not being sponsored or something like that, but we went there on our own, at our own sponsorship and all that, because we're doing a story for the ENC. So when colleagues see you that maybe because you move with this particular person, then they start accusing you to be with that particular political party or something like that. No, it is not like that. So maybe because this person, is close to me, so they would always pick up a call and call me and all that. And we developed these relationships with these sources and all that. So for me, IP, I should not come and hate you because of you moving with this particular person, or covering a lot of this particular political party or this particular political party. No.
And by the way, these are people who will come and go while the profession remains.
Exactly.
Yeah, ourselves, we don't retire from this profession.
Yes, indeed. We had MMDI. We had, I will start from MMD. We had MMDIP. There are people obviously that headed other. There are colleagues that headed others. For this, because they were seen to be covering MMD and all that. But where is MMD? And there were people that were being used by politicians in MMD. Where is MMD today? MMD is gone. There are people that were seen to be used by the PF, or that aligned themselves to the PF. Where is the PF now? It's gone. We have the current UPND, the others obviously that could be seen to be aligned to that and all that, and be seen to be writing for them, but they all go, and us will still remain as journalists. So it is only a sad situation when we start following what politicians are telling us to do, or how politicians are aligning us, instead of us being good friends. IP, because I see you with this particular position, then you're not my friend. For me, that is not a thing in me. IP. And that is a situation which we need to change.
Beautiful. As we wind up, I think this will be my last question. I know that a lot of young people are watching the program. A lot of the viewers out there are watching the program. I love the fact that you mentioned that there's need for us to, remain in the profession, no matter how old you may be. We've got the bigger guys like Ambassador Frank Mutwila, a man I respect a lot. He's been around for the last over 50 years, practicing journalism in Zambia, practicing broadcasting in Zambia. The man, he says, I will not go home because I still have a lot of work ahead of me. What does it mean, really?
For me, that is a commendable a thing for him to do.
Yeah.
Yes, let him remain and stick around and guide us, the
younger ones.
The young ones, yes. For me, that is a commendable thing to do around. And for me, that is how the media industry can be well shaped.
Right.
And even up to even us, you know, let us look up to these people and all that.
We consult from them.
Yes, we consult from them. We call him, Uncle Frank, let's have a meeting.
Yeah.
You know, let's talk about some of these things. Yeah. So I like the fact that, you know, others are very open to, you know, talking and all that. Yeah. In terms of how we can better the media industry, and I think that is the way to go. IP. Even you and me, when we grow old, let us embrace, you know, those that are coming in the media industry and all that. You know, let us give them space to practice. Let us, you know, support them. Let us, you know, give them, you know, the credit where it is due, and, you know, let us tell them, here wasokoneza, but it is like this, you know, here do it this way, you know, here perhaps maybe here we could have interviewed this particular person and all that. Yeah.
Right.
So for me, IP, that is a good thing, and for this industry to thrive, I think we need the old guys.
There's a lot of work.
We need the old guys. Yes. I've seen Doris Lear, our colleague is now, of course, our senior colleague is now a lecturer and all that. Yeah. Taking obviously young ones in, you know, grooming them in the media industry.
It's quite
and all
inspiring.
That. Yeah, and others that have been there and all that. Yeah. So it's quite it is a field that we need to treasure. IP.
Right. As you face into the camera, comrade, as we close the program, I'll ask you this question again in good faith. You've been around for quite a while in the media. I introduced you as by your right title as a veteran journalist. Again, your right title, which is your middle name, an international multiple award journalist in Arthur Davies Sikopo. If you died today, God forbid, what message?
No, God should not forbid.
Okay.
I mean, we're all destined.
we shall die one day, right?
Let us not fear death.
Please.
Sorry, continue.
Thank you so much. If you died today, what message would you give to the young journalists today?
So I think to the young journalists out there, I think the future of the country squarely lays in our hands, and that is why we're called as the fourth estate. We've got these other arms of government, and we are the fourth arm of government. And the future lies in our hands. Whatever is going on, obviously, a journalist is needed to tell the story. Talk about constitution, talk about political matters, talk about health matters, talk about climate change. A journalist will always be, be there. And the future lies in our hands. So let us treasure our opportunity, the opportunity that we have to be as journalists, and let us work for the good of, of our country, and of course beyond, for the good of our continent, and of course for the good of the world, and for the good of humanity. You know, journalism is one particular fraternity where everything draws down to you. In every country where you go to, obviously, news is one thing that is on top of the agenda. These presidents don't make these decisions just like that. They follow what people are saying. They follow what is in the news. Presidents would, of course, they get briefed by the intelligence system, but they also follow what the news is saying. And in fact, the intelligence is just another wing of journalists. Yeah. But theirs is not to the public, but to the presidency. So we only do but one job, which is information. And information IP can build or destroy. Right. And as journalists, it is our duty IP to ensure that we use our opportunity as journalists to build the country. And of course, the region, such as Africa, and the world.
Thank you.
IP, thanks so much.
Hope to be back again in the near future.
Indeed, IP. I'm very grateful. Thanks to be here. Thanks to have been invited to just share a bit of my story.
Right.
And hoping we can interact some more.
We'll continue. I know there's a lot we need to talk about, you and I.
Indeed, IP. No, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All right, you've been watching My Life Experience with IP this evening. Of course, I've been hosting an international multiple award journalist in Arthur Davies Sikopo, who is a veteran journalist in Zambia. He's also a correspondent of SABC. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. May God bless Zambia. May God bless Mother Africa.